Hi guys, this is Klazart bringing another audio commentary, and this is the second match in the best of 3 matchup in the losers final of the World Cyber Games qualification tournament between Savior and Free. Excuse me, this is a must-win game for Free because Savior took the first game in a blitzkrieg matchup. Free committed himself with a 2-gate build and a Zealot rush, and unfortunately played right into Savior's hand. Savior going for the perfect build, making no mistakes, ruthlessly savaging his opponent. And taking the lead in this best of 3 series, and that surely has given Savior the impetus that he will need to fulfill his commitment to his fans to get through to the World Cyber Games final, and that would be such a treat for us to see if we could see Savior in the World Cyber Games final. Since I'm not sure of the outcome of the finals, but I think with Stork in it, there's a good chance we already will have a Protoss player, and I would loathe to not have any Zerg representation at the World Cyber Games from Korea. Last year we had July, hopefully this year we'll have Savior, but if Free goes through, I will not be begrudging him a victory either, because I am a huge fan of him as well, and I think he is a relatively underrated player. He is a fairly skilled player who has been trying to break out to that top level, trying to get just a little bit further ahead than where he has been thus far in the tournament. Saviour's going for an interesting build here. Saviour's going for a 1-hatchery tech build. He's putting on a spawning pool and an extractor. Saviour's starting up, and this is actually Python. This is the map that I love. This is the map that every single strategy you could ever dream of is viable on, and that is why I absolutely love this map. And there's Stork and Wason watching this game, because I think they're up next for the finals. Losers finals, I believe, being played first. But Savior has started up at the 2 o'clock position, and Free is at the 8 o'clock position. So Free has scouted this now. Free with his probe has scouted this. He knows what Savior's doing. Free is sending that first Zealot out to harass Savior, but that's not going to bother Savior because Savior's going to have those Zerglings out quite early. And Savior going for an interesting tech build here. He's taken that extractor and put that spawning pool down, and at the very least he's going to have speed upgraded Zerglings very early on in this game, and that's going to definitely affect Free. The question is whether or not Savior's actually going to be able to deal any damage to Free's economy. Free's, oh my god, critically, Free has made a mistake. Oh my god, I thought Free had scouted Savior's base. Free has made a critical error. This is horrible for Free. This is going to change the entire complexion of the game. This is horrible. I saw that probe just near the top of Savior's base, and Free obviously had not scouted off. I think the fact that Free has got a Zealot down now on that ramp, the question is whether that single Zealot, and that Zealot's not going to be able to defend. Those 4 Zerglings are through. Savior's Zerglings are through, and Free in huge trouble now. And I'm going to come back to the mistake that Free made, and how being a good player in this game can affect you. We saw this last season between Savior and Iris, how being a good player can affect your scouting, and now Savior's Zerglings free to roam about within Free's main, and Free being forced to defend with his probes, forced to defend against those Zerglings, and Savior's already picked off one of the Zerglings. So far Free's doing a good job, but this is definitely affecting his economy a little bit because he's being forced to bunch up those probes again. Savior's got more Zerglings coming in. Savior's got reinforcements coming in. Free in huge trouble now. Savior's got reinforcements coming in. Free does have a Dragoon pop out, so if Free can defend this attack from Savior, chances are that he will do well further on. And Free now pushing ahead to Savior's base. He's cutting off Savior's reinforcements. Savior trying to deal as much damage to Free's economy as he can. The fact, however, is that Savior is far behind in terms of technology. He has put up the 2nd and 3rd hatchery as well, and now he's going to be forced to defend with his drones a little bit as well, but it's not going to be too much of a hassle for him because Free's Zealot is now destroyed. It was low on health, and Savior now is going to take down that pylon. Oh my god, Free in huge trouble here. Free only with the 1 gateway, and that's caused him huge trouble because Savior with his Zerglings in Free's main, even though he hasn't been able to reinforce them, he got a large enough group through. Free now with the 2nd Zealot. Excellent defense by Free. Great defense, hanging on this game by the skin of his teeth, playing some excellent StarCraft here. Those pylons warding Savior's units off, not allowing them the maneuverability that they require. Free's got that Stargate up though, but if that pylon goes down, this is going to hurt Free. That pylon looks like it is going to know Savior with some brilliant micro those Zerglings away from those Zealots. He's going to take that pylon. The pylon goes down. Free. Catastrophe for Free. The pylon goes down, and Free now with his Stargate and his gateway unpowered. This is disastrous for Free. Any tech lead he had, my friends, has been absolutely squandered, has been taken away, has been wrenched from his grasp by Savior, wrenched from his cold dying hand. Savior has taken that tech lead that Free had away. That 2nd pylon is now up, but Free should have been producing that Corsair long ago. That Corsair should have been popping out much earlier, and that's going to give Savior the time he needs to catch up in terms of tech with the 3 hatcheries up now. And Savior, with just a handful of units, with a skeleton crew, with a commando Zergling group, has dealt innumerable damage, unbelievably immeasurable damage to Free's economy, his technology, his gameplay, and Free is in huge trouble here, fighting to stay alive in this matchup. And excuse me, finally I can take a breather here and comment on the situation that happened earlier on in the game. What happened was Free went to Savior's base. he didn't see an expansion, and he just could not believe that a Zerg player would not put up an early expansion. He just could not fathom the possibility of a Zerg player going for a tech build, going for that kind of fast Zergling, upgraded Zergling build with a spawning pool and an extractor. And so therefore, when he didn't see a hatchery in that expansion, he assumed that Savior was not teching. Then he went up the ramp. He saw no drones heading out to make the next hatchery, so it wasn't just that Savior was going for a late hatchery. He just assumed that Savior could not possibly be there, and he played the probabilities on that. And unfortunately, he then redirected his troops, and he sent his Zealot, his first Zealot that was out, he sent that down in the south towards the 6 o'clock base, hoping to find Savior there and sending his probe as well. And unfortunately, that resulted in him getting caught with his pants down with only the single Zealot in his main to defend, and Savior was just able to run right past that up the ramp. That unfortunately, that one Zealot was not enough to block the ramp on that occasion, and Savior delivering critical damage to Free there. Free's now got that crosshair up, but it's too little too late, because Saviour's got Hydralisk up for some time now. He's going to be forced to, he was sending those Hydralisks out, he's going to be forced to retreat them, and Savior taking advantage of this opportunity, realizing that he's really hurt Free. Savior looks like he's going for an expansion at the 12 o'clock position, at the 12 o'clock natural, and Free actually does much, so that was a little careless by Savior. Free managed to take out that one Overlord, but that Corsair will allow Free to roam around the map and scout around at will, so he will find that expansion at the 12:30 at the 11 o'clock base, at the 12 o'clock natural. He is going to find that expansion, but unfortunately for Free, he doesn't have a lot of resources. He doesn't have a lot of units to actually hurt that expansion. He's only got a single gateway. He has got, and he's invested instead in photon cannons for his defense. And Free, far behind, miles behind. Free is trying to set up that expansion now of his own to try and catch up in terms of economy. He's sending quite a lot of Zealots, so that expansion might get taken down. He has got about 6 or 7 Zealots. Savior's only got about 4 Hydralisks. Those 4 Hydralisks don't stand a chance against that Zealot group. So that expansion has to die. I don't think Savior's going to be able to reinforce it in time. He hasn't got Lurker Tech or anything, which is I think what he was probably relying on. Perhaps if his Spire is up and he can pop out a few, and Savior just trying to distract Free here, Free just sending a couple of Zealots to deal with those Hydralisks while his Zealots concentrate on taking that hatchery down. He knows he doesn't have a lot of time, because once those Mutalisks arrive, he's going to be in trouble. That Spire was almost up, and it looks like something is arriving for Savior. Savior's got reinforcements arriving. Savior's got a couple of his Hydralisks, and Savior forced to cancel the hatchery, but he's going to be able to replant it soon, because those Zealots should get taken down. And Free with some excellent micro, Free takes down Savior's reinforcements. Free reinforces, even though Free only has a single gateway, Free reinforces his troops and prevents Savior from getting an unassailable lead in this game. But nevertheless, Savior is still far behind. Free has now got that expansion up. He's now got 3 gateways as well, so Free does have a decent amount of units. He's also got his tech up, but his tech, just the tech advantage. Free went for a tech build, Savior went for that fast kind of rush, semi-rush even. He didn't really commit himself fully to the rush, because he just wanted those first 6 Zerglings out ASAP, and then he said on a hatchery, he didn't just go all out Zerglings from one hatchery build, which would have been suicide, to be perfectly honest. But Savior, with an innovative build, we haven't really seen a build like this for some time on Python at professional level play, and Free's in huge trouble here. He doesn't really have High Templar with Storms, he doesn't have a robotics facility, he doesn't have a Reaver, so I'm not sure what he's going to be able to do against these biased Hydralisks, and I think Savior realized that those photon cannons are not going to hold up against a large group of Hydralisks, and Savior is picking his timing, everything. It's just his decision making has been perfect. You can see that Savior has prepared thoroughly for this game. His decision making has been perfect, and I'm not sure if Free's going to be able to defend. He's only got those High Templar popping out now. He did get that Templar Archives up, and Savior now also with an Air Force. I'm not sure if Free's got many photon cannons in his main. He's got 1 photon cannon up, he's putting up another 2. That should be enough to defend him. Savior's and Free unlucky there, that Dark Templar wandering into that group, and Savior letting that Dark Templar go. That might cost him if that Dark Templar can inflict some damage. I'm not sure what Savior has in his base left to defend, but Savior deciding to commit himself here. Savior's got a large, and Savior making a bit of a mistake here. I think he should have gone a little bit earlier on, because he's allowed those High Templar. Okay, I thought he was allowing those High Templar to get energy, but Free realized that he might not get enough energy on those high, and those Overlords are speed upgrades, so this is going to cost Free big time. And that Dark Templar, I believe, is in Savior's base. I'm not sure if it's been taken out or not. We haven't really seen it once it snuck past those Hydralisks, but Savior, I thought, had given Free enough time to get energies up for his High Templar for Storms, but Free chose to morph those High Templar and realizing that he might not have enough energy for Storm. Those High Templar are waiting. If that Storm goes off, that'll allow Free to hold, but unfortunately again, that slowdown, Savior's damage to Free's economy proving crucial here, and Free's photon cannons are going down. Those High Templar are still not with enough energy for Storm, and Savior with some brilliant micro pulling those Hydralisks back. All of Free's troops are dead, and Free is still without the Storm. Free needs that Storm before those High Templar get taken out. Free just begging for that Storm, for the energy for that Storm. It's just not enough, and meanwhile he is getting slaughtered by Savior, and this looks like it's going to be GG. The first High Templar dies, second High Templar Storm goes off, but that's not going to be enough. He's got no troops backing up to come and take advantage of that Storm, and that Storm didn't really hang much on those Hydralisks anyway, and Free, dejected, despondent, and completely disgusted with the way this game has turned out. You've got to feel bad for him. There was a little bit of luck involved, but he made a calculated guess, and unfortunately he guessed wrong. He didn't check fully in that base, and now that is not really an error on his behalf, and this is unfortunately where being too good a player counts against you. But really, you've got to give 100%, 200, 300% credit to Xavier for his innovative style, and now Xavier morphing into lurkers. Free knows there is nothing he can do. Xavier is going to go through. We are going to see Xavier in Seattle, and boy, is it going to be awesome.